Welcome to another episode of Unqualified Uprising. I am Mike. I am joined by my producer, Double A,
Hello.
and by Tom.
Hello.
Today is a special edition. We are going to talk about the Unqualified Uprising field trip to SmackDown, WWE SmackDown. This happened May 31st, 2024, and this is the story of that night, told by me. It was a nice day on the 31st. You guys can probably shut off your mics. This might be a long intro. So I came up with a brilliant idea. I like wrestling. Wrestling is funny. I like more of the golden age of wrestling where there's no chance he could ever get up from that. And in 2 seconds, he's back up. The classics. But the classics aren't around anymore. So SmackDown was coming to Albany. Albany is near me. So I decided to go, and I decided to take these guys with me before the podcast was even thought about. Well, I had thought about doing this, but didn't really have the way or the means to do it. So I messaged Tom and said, "Hey, Tom, do you want to go to a wrestling event?" And Tom, you can interject with whatever you decided to tell me.
I was all in.
You were all in.
I hadn't been to a WWE show in decades, I don't think.
Okay. Adam, you were in as well, but you had gone to shows at the Pepsi, MCI, AT&T Arena. Times Union, whatever arena it's called.
Yep,
MVP.
I sure have.
You saw Stone Cold drive the beer truck.
Yep, that's the classic. That's in all the video packages of Stone Cold, and that and the Zamboni nonsense and every other thing.
Okay, so Adam, that's Adam's backstory. He saw Stone Cold there. So I decided I'm going to get 4 tickets, and we're going to go to this show at the MVP Arena in Albany on May 31st at 8 o'clock. So I get Tom and I get Adam into the truck, and Joe is meeting us down there. Joe Ultra Farina, the man himself. So on the way there, I got to explain something to the audience. If I'm involved in something, it's never going to go to plan, good or bad. Something is always going to happen. We told you what happened at the independent show. This is even worse. Things just happen to me, and they're very strange, and I don't know how to explain them. But here's a breakdown, a play-by-play, if you will, of what I was thinking and what I was doing, and I'm going to bring the guys in to interject because I need explanations of what exactly I was doing. So we got down near to the MVP Arena, and I wanted to park in a parking lot. Double A had me with directions to a parking garage. He was telling me to turn into the parking garage. I, for some reason, thought he was telling me to park in the parking lot, and I almost turned into a fence. I had no idea what I was doing, but we eventually got to the parking lot. These are all things that can be confirmed. I hear Tom laughing, but these are things that happen. Tom, you were riding shotgun, so you probably don't even know what was going on.
I didn't even realize you were lost until you started going in circles.
No, I wasn't. Well, yeah, I wasn't lost, but the parking garage was right in front of me, but I wanted to park in the parking lot for some reason. I had directions for the parking garage, and Double A was getting me in there, but I had a weird wild hair in my butt. I wanted to park in the parking lot, and then we took the secret roller coaster way that brought us all weird directions, one ways, in a tunnel, up
doing a bunch of K turns.
We were doing U-turns all over the place.
I remember we got a late start. We were hanging out and we lost track of time, and so we got a late start.
We did get a late start. We got a late start from here, I believe.
Yeah, we met here. We met here in plenty of time, but then we
got bullshitting and talking and laughing and
yes.
And then I said, I think we better go.
Yes, I believe Double A looked at his phone, and you also said we need to go.
We better go.
So we get there, and we are standing perpendicular on the adjacent avenue to the MVP Arena. We can see Cody Rhodes' bus. We can see the arena. There were probably wrestlers in there, and no Joe. It's just Tom, Adam, and Mike. Tom and Adam are looking at me. I'm looking at the arena. Behind Tom and Adam, a minivan pulls up. A special minivan with a lifted back, a wheelchair minivan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we know the wrestlers do a lot of Make-A-Wish stuff. They do a lot of stuff with disabled Americans, and Unqualified Uprising supports that wholeheartedly.
They have a lot of presence that shows they always have.
Yes, and they should, as they should.
Yes.
Well, the door opened up, and it was a torso. Just a torso with arms. You guys were looking at me. I was looking at you guys with, in the background, a torso. And the lady got out of the minivan and grabbed the torso and stuck it on a wheelchair like a turkey and proceeded to start pushing the torso.
Slammed it on the
So it was a torso. There's no other way to explain it. It was half a person, a torso. How else would you explain half a person? Any takers?
I just say half a person.
Does that sound very good?
What would we describe him? Geriatric?
Geriatric? No.
Half a person. Yeah, okay.
They pay half price for
Yeah, does he have to pay full
The
price?
top half of a person.
It was a top half of a person.
At least
There
the
was
head
no bottom half.
The head was intact.
The head was there, and the ribs, but no hips, no legs, no belly button.
This was what was going to make that person happy tonight, so I support it that night.
Oh, I support it too.
Yeah, I mean, but
A torso.
somebody's job was to put this person into this chair and
Yes, and torso them around. Yes. So yes, that's very torso-y. It's okay. You can cough. It's okay.
All right.
So Adam and Tom turned around to see the torso, and they were as taken aback as I was.
It's hard to believe that people can get around like that. It is.
Oh, this person was not getting around at all. They were
I know,
they were getting help. This torso was not running any marathons. It was just a torso.
I get that.
Now I saw a
rolling a
torso
marathon.
before in Saranac, like scooting around like an orangutan with its arms. Just a torso person. It was at Bum Fest.
And they were able to get around?
Yeah, they were hoochie-coochieing on the ground, like with their arms, like a orangutan.
Oh, to interject with one little story, I remember a TV show called Real People, and I remember
Real
this.
People?
I believe it was called Real People. It was a precursor to reality shows nowadays.
Okay.
I just remember a story about a star football player.
Okay.
He had one leg.
Okay.
And he was running up and down the field, making tacklers miss him. It was just crazy to me. And all they could ask the guy is, "Do you imagine your life with two legs?" Well, what's the guy going to say? Yeah, of course. But this guy had one leg, and he was able to move around pretty well.
What team was he playing on?
No, he was on a high school team.
Oh.
But it was just like I guess the narrative was, oh, how unfortunate for this guy. If he had two legs, he'd be in the pros. But he had one leg. But the footage they showed him was crazy.
Hopping along.
Yeah, so I'd like to see I'd like to see torso guy run on a football field.
Oh my God.
That would be
yeah,
tremendous.
good point.
Yeah. I guess that's my point, because one leg, holy Christ.
One leg, was that his name? One leg, Willie?
In my mind's eye, like my memory is vivid of this footage, and one day maybe I'll look it up and find it. But oh Christ, yeah, that guy could
could
ball.
hop.
He could hop, and he was making people
hop.
miss. Yes.
Okay,
So back to it.
Okay, so the torso is moving. Now, while the torso was moving, out of the corner of my eye, I see a giant creature lumbering towards me. So I know that means Joe Ultra has arrived. And Joe is in his classic collared shirt and jeans without a belt.
Dress for success.
Dress for success. Joe is always business casual. Always business casual. Joe is ready to golf or to sit in at a board meeting all the time.
Yes.
So Joe's looking at me with Joe's look. Joe's got a look about him. And I think he told me it's time to go in. And we were still kind of stumbling around outside. So we chased after Torso and caught up with him and his merry band of other handicapped people. And we're walking behind them. And I'm not sure if how can I say this? I'm not sure if we were roped in with Torso Squad, but we ended up getting let in where they were being let in.
We mingled in. Maybe Joe helped us. I don't know.
Joe helped us, or I helped us. I'm not sure. But the next thing I know, we're walking towards the MVP arena, but by the wrestlers' buses,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to be where we are.
We had the privilege. We
had
we
some
looked,
kind.
we looked apart.
We came in with the torso. We looked the part.
Yeah.
So now we're strolling across, and one thing you need to know about me, my hearing is not very good. That's why I'm such a loudmouth. And this woman let us in, opened the barriers, and told us to do something. And I didn't understand a word she said. She was like, so I just started walking.
She was being nice to us. Hey, guys, come on over here. It might have been door A and door B. Make sure you make a right and
Some
hit
nonsense.
door A.
Some
Yeah,
nonsense.
she gave us specific instructions.
Yes.
She was being nice about it.
Yes.
Somehow, I guess we took the wrong turn.
We
Yeah, we
probably
definitely
went
did.
the exact wrong way. Torso and his bunch got on the elevator and they were gone.
They abandoned us.
They abandoned us, and we were left to fend for ourselves. And all of a sudden, she's yelling at me and yelling. I'm grabbing on a door. She's yelling at us. Don't go through the door.
Hey, fuckface,
Yeah.
where you going?
Like, what are you doing?
Get the fuck back here! I told you to go through that door. Not she just turned into like Mr. Hyde.
Monster.
God, let
She
you
turned into a
Maniac.
monster.
fucking idiots! What the fuck is wrong with you?
She turned into a monster. I don't know if she found out that we weren't.
Part of that.
Yeah,
the
we
disabled
wound
people
up
or
walking
not.
around to the regular entrance, but it's like I could just like she's probably just sitting there. Idiots.
Well,
idiots.
I don't know if she thought we were trying to flim the flam, but lady, if you ever happen to listen to this podcast, you just let four morons just walk around. We didn't know where we were supposed to go.
We were in circles,
We were stumbling around, walking.
following a torso.
We followed a torso, ma'am. You need to understand. We're trying to grapple with that, and you're giving us specific
directions what to do, and I can't figure it out.
She turned.
Oh Lord!
She turned so fast.
Oh God!
They need God. They needed her when with a Secret Service. I think maybe
agree.
not.
She
Or she was better. Yeah.
Okay, hold
Oh
on.
my
I
God.
always got to take a drink and
Yeah.
light my smoke. Hold on, and then we will continue.
Good.
Now, when we got down to street level, Adam looks at me and goes, "I gotta pee, or I'm gonna pee myself." And Adam disappears. Now, Adam, give me a little bit of reflection because you've
Well-
seen Torso as well.
Yeah, I saw Torso. I was taken aback, and I kind of go, "Oh, you don't see that every day." But
Yeah, Torso.
I got to pee. My teeth are floating.
Well, that's because you looked at me and you said, "Dude, I gotta pee," and you disappeared into this restaurant. I didn't even know it was there.
Some
you just,
crowded restaurant.
you
You see,
just
but
disappeared.
Yeah, I walked into the restaurant near the MVP arena. That's actually in it, and I walked to the bathroom, peed. I might have been standing and pissed. I don't know. I didn't really care.
I don't
Probably.
care at that point.
probably.
And
There you
washed
go.
my hands, and then walked back out onto the street to wait to go in the MVP arena, and then
Farina followed you in, I think.
Joe went
yeah,
to the
he
bathroom
definitely
as well.
did.
Joe came in and chased you down.
Had to babysit me.
I held mine.
Okay, so we're in the street. Okay, we're in the street in front of the arena. There's cops everywhere looking at us and whatever. We don't look out of place, but we definitely
Don't look in.
we
place
don't
either.
look in place either. Now, for our audience, you have to understand that our friend Joe, Mr. Ultra, is a large humanoid creature.
Species.
He's a very large species of man. I'm talking, I think he's 6'2", 355.
Son of Andre the Giant.
Son of Andre. So he looks at me. We're outside the arena. We're not even in yet. And he goes, "Wow, there's a whole lot of fat people here." So Joe's social skills are lacking. But if Joe's telling me there's a lot of fat people here, that means, whoa.
There's a lot.
They're gargantuan. They're monsters. They're barely human.
That's it. I mean, we're not skinny things
No,
ourselves.
absolutely not. I'm
but
not
they-
saying anything against anything, but good
but
Lord.
if a person that's fat to this guy, That's one.
You got to be enormous. You got to be like 9,000 pounds.
Yeah, they're taking
9,000,
up
yeah,
7
at
of the
least.
bench.
7/8 of the bench. He
Yeah.
told us, we know a big fat guy that Joe once told him, hey, you're taking up 7/8 of the bench. You're taking up 3/4 of the bench. Right to the guy's
Save some
face.
for me.
Not under his breath, not to somebody else
Right in
after,
his
right to
face.
his fucking face.
Joe,
Joe does not have sufficient tact.
I love
you
it.
would
I love
say.
Joe.
Joe's what do they call it? Joe doesn't finesse anything. Joe
Straight to the point.
straight to the point.
Joe is a straight shooter.
Joe's a straight shooter.
Oh God, don't tell him.
Unless he's shooting a bullet, then he's not a straight shooter. Then the bullet comes out cross-eyed.
He won't even hit an ear.
Okay, so we're going into the arena. So we go into the arena, and the MVP arena, you walk in, it's like a giant vestibule with escalators on the left with stairs and escalators on the right with stairs.
It was crowded.
So Adam, Double A, the brains of our operation, immediately gets on the wrong escalator and goes up the opposite way. So we start to walk the other way, and we can see Adam, he's waving to us, and he comes back down the stairs or whatever. So, and this, I do not resent Double A at all, but he goes, I gotta go get a t-shirt.
Yes, merch.
Yeah, I gotta get the merch. I gotta get the merch.
Come on.
And I'm thinking though, this is a very important part. I gotta get me
I got
and the squad to the fucking seats.
I wanted to get to the seats. We've been running around with Torso, and there's some crazy lady yelling at us. I wanted to settle in our seats.
Settle down and be safe.
Hope there was some maybe early bird matches they might put on or something. And we got to the stand, the merch stand, and the line, people are like, take my money, take my money. The line was going almost out of the arena itself. I couldn't believe it. I said, by the time he gets online, the show's gonna
it's gonna be over.
Like it's as if they all came there to
buy a
shirt and leave.
Yeah, get in the arena, get a t-shirt and go.
Money here now, shirt.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even. Also, if I remember the partition, there was like glass in that part of the arena.
Yes.
And the sun was setting, I guess, and it was just glaring through the glass, magnifying it a bit. Blinding me. I couldn't see shit. I couldn't see him. I couldn't even see the line.
Okay.
So we went up. I think you were there. We went up the stairs just to look at the ring for a little bit.
Yes, we did that
to get a break from the sunlight and all.
Yes.
And
are we gonna pick up from there? Because that's when the fun starts.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I come down. I don't see Joe. So we decided I gotta wait for the jet. We came to see wrestling.
Yes.
Which we only saw 10% of it.
Yes. Okay. So I'll set the stage.
Adam got his shirt.
I'll set the stage. Double A is in the merch line throwing money at the guy trying to get a shirt.
People had if you stood in that line and that scrum.
Yes, in the scrum, in the scrum.
And people were paying cash. You'd be picking up cash on the floor. You could have made a few bucks. Just they were throwing money at the shopkeeper or whatever.
The way they were trying to get in my way.
That's another thing. Are people trying to get cut in line and stuff?
What's a line? What do you mean line? It wasn't a line. It was a mass of humanity. There was no line.
Everyone trying to knock each other out of the way.
Well, we got to get so Double A is buying a shirt, and he leaves me alone with Mayola and Farina, the two banes of my existence when it's a social setting. I have to dictate what goes on to get them safe.
You're our leader.
To go.
You're our leader.
In certain situations, Tom steps up, and so does Joe. Don't really step up at all. In certain situations, Tom can step up, and Double A can step up. I ain't stepping up usually. I'm not the upper stepper at all. But I usually claim to be the ringleader. So I grab Joe and I grab Tom and I say, let's go to the seats. Now I have to preface this with the seat location. So I'm cheap and I bought the cheapest seats in the house.
Give me the worst you got.
Give me the worst you got. And make them hot.
Yeah.
So I got 4 seats at the top of the arena. And when I mean top of the arena, I mean top of the arena. There was nothing.
I could touch the ceiling.
The next thing was the fucking roof.
Yeah.
So that was it. And they were Listen,
I don't care. To me, it's the setting. You know what? They might have been horrible seats, but I don't care if I'm sitting. I love first row.
yes,
I love anywhere. If it's something I enjoy, I don't care where I'm sitting.
yes, but these were pretty shitty seats.
Yeah, those seats sucked.
Yes, so not only was it 9 billion degrees up there, 'cause
Right.
we're getting all the
We didn't realize how hot it was. I don't think at
well, it
first.
was all the enormous fat people breathing, as
guess.
Joe
Mouth-
says.
They
the
sucked all the oxygen out of the
Sucks all
place.
the
The mouth
oxygen.
breathers.
So I have to say that, and this is not a knock against the MVP arena, but you got a serious problem. Somebody before every event that I go to is going out to the stairs and spraying butter all over them or silicone or grease because half the people are falling up the stairs, half the people are falling down
It's
the
just-
stairs.
It's all the sweat from being so hot up and sitting up
You
there.
can barely move without tumbling down. The seats are made for people that are 5 foot tall, 120 pounds.
They're made for smaller
Small.
people.
Small individuals.
Now, yes. Yeah.
So I'll
I'll say it, midget.
grab a hold of Mayo. I grab a hold of Mayola and I grab a hold of Joe and I start making our ascent to our seats. And when I'm telling you this is
Long way up.
climbing Everest. You're going practically 90 degrees straight up in the air.
We needed a rope, I think, and
You needed a rope and Sherpa. So
pickaxe.
So I know the seats I got. Tom and Joe are both taller than me and bigger than me. Adam and me are on the little bit smaller side. I got Joe and Tom's seats right in the stairs where they could stretch their legs out and be on the stairs. They were the very top seat. There was nobody above them trying to go down the stairs. I figured that would be the most comfortable. Adam and I were to the left of them in 2 seats. That's fine with me. I thought everything would work out. So I start my ascent, and about halfway up, these seats were right in the middle of the stairs. So if you're looking up the stairs, you're seeing these seats. Got Mayola and Joe quickly faltering behind me. They're stopping and catching their breath.
Yes,
and
huffing and puffing,
puffing
our
and
way up.
puffing their way up.
We got to take a break.
Yeah, because we had to go a good probably 90 feet, 100 feet to our seats straight up, people. When I say straight up, I'm talking it is borderline old ladies aren't doing this. This is kind of one false move and you're done. This is not okay.
Should have brought a parachute, that type of thing.
Could have brought a
Yeah.
parachute. So I trend my gaze towards the top of the stairs and I see people sitting in our seats. 2 people. 2 fat people, as Joe said. So there's a couple things to do in that situation. And I'm a man, and I consider myself somewhat of a well-rounded individual. So I wasn't gonna immediately run up and start punching people. That's not what I do. That's not what anybody should do. There has to be a reason they're sitting in the seat. So I approach them, and you got to understand, I'm looking up at a gentleman, probably my size and my height. He's looking at his phone, and he's kind of sitting back in the chair.
He's
And
home.
He's home.
He's home.
there.
I'm there.
He thinks he's where you got to be.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, this is a dark arena. I got 2 rubes behind me waiting for me to sit down.
Yes, you were leading the way.
I got another rube in the
Merchandise.
merchandise line, and I'm the king rube about to start a fight. So I'm not sure what I should do, but I know I'm gonna try to resolve it peacefully. So I say, "Hey, how you doing?" Nothing. I get nothing. I don't even get a look. I get a blind stare right past me.
Who the fuck are you?
No, I didn't even get that. And it's a man and a woman. The chick was a light-skinned black girl. The dude was a goofy-looking white guy like me. So I said, "Hey, you're in my seat." And he leaned forward and he got in a better stance. He got in like a talking stance. Anybody that knows if you're sitting down, you kind of
Lean forward.
lean forward.
Yeah.
So, okay. I got two guys behind me that have no idea what's going on. I'm sure they would help me if there was a fight, but they don't even know there's going to be a
I didn't have any
no
idea.
idea what's going on. They're probably looking at the ring. They're probably trying not to fall down. They have no idea.
I just want to get to the
I
seat.
just want to sit
I
down.
want to sit down.
So this guy, he
Oblivious.
wasn't fat, but his girlfriend was fat. As Joe told me, everybody's fat. So his girlfriend was fat,
She was fat.
and he's not responding to what I'm saying. He's looking at me. I've made contact, but he doesn't really say anything yet. So I break out the ultimate proof of the phone with the ticket on there, and I start waving it at him. It's my seat. And now I'm getting pissed because now you got to imagine this is all like a 30-second thing.
I was totally oblivious to it.
But 17 emotions arose in this 30-second thing.
Mike was having a meltdown.
I was about to go insane. I didn't
Yeah.
know what to do. What am I cannot get thrown out of the MVP arena for fighting.
Yeah.
If I started a fight, I would have instantly fell down the stairs and probably broke my fucking neck.
You took us with you.
I would have taken you and Joe with me. Adam would have had to bring us to the fucking hospital, and that would have been the end of.
Pick you up from the police station.
That would have been the end of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do, but I'm not backing down. I paid $240. I got 4 seats at $60. I want my fucking seat. So now I'm like, you have to move. These are my seats. And the man leans forward.
And you're arguing over last row seats,
Right?
too.
Yeah, I'm arguing over the last fucking row.
The worst possible seats
The
in the house.
worst
And,
possible seats.
and he's standing his ground.
He's standing his ground, but the story takes a dramatic turn because the man leaned forward. For the guy, I'm going to say I'm 43. He was probably a little bit younger than me. The guy leans forward and starts speaking the handicap language to me. I'm sorry. He starts giving me the retarded individual language. So I was just screaming at a handicapped person to get out of my seat. They had no idea where they were supposed to be sitting. And this is still, you have no idea what's going on behind me. So now I have Joe and Mayola still behind me. Adam nowhere in sight. He's buying merch out.
He's still online.
He's parking lot.
He's halfway through
He's
the line.
in the
Almost
line
through the-
somewhere in
almost
the
through.
sea of fucking humanity.
Yeah.
And now here I am arguing with the handicapped people.
Yeah. Shame
So
on you.
my sister's handicapped, so I instantly have to shift gears into, oh my God,
Yeah.
these people have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
They need help.
They need help.
I need to help them. All while you and Joe are still standing behind me, wondering what's going on. So I went from, okay, a little bit of trepidation. What's going to happen when I go up there? Now I'm scared. What's really going to happen? Now I got anxiety.
Now you're hot.
Now I'm mad.
Yeah.
Now I have anger. Now I have rage. Now they're coming towards me. They're leaning over to say something, and they start spitting out the handicap braille handbook, and I'm like, oh my Lord, this person has some kind of disability.
Yeah.
So now I break the phone. I break their phone out. They give me their phone, and I help them find their seats, and they skedaddle and leave. Adam shows up completely oblivious with some kind of food, and we all stuck our grubby hands in it and ate it.
Adam was kind enough to share his.
Adam was
we were
kind
all
enough to
hungry.
share. We were
Yeah.
hungry. We
We were
didn't
hungry.
plan dinner.
Yeah,
We just ran around like maniacs.
my point of that was that other than the merch stand stuff, everything was cashless payments only. No cash whatsoever.
Oh, whoa. So I
That's
went
okay.
down. I was fucking starving, and I got some chicken fingers. Okay. And some crappy ass French fries. Okay. So it was all on the iPad. I couldn't pay with credit card.
Yeah.
I had to use
No
card. I
cash.
had to use card. So it was like $11 for the chicken tenders and the fries. The
That's-
kid reached under and grabbed them from underneath and said, "You can leave a tip if you want." And I'm looking at him. You just reached your hand under the fucking table. If I was gonna tip you, it would be nothing. I would tip you with nothing. You should get nothing for doing that.
That's a whole other show, but that's your job.
I know that's your job.
It's
Just
not,
hand me the chicken fingers.
it's not a special service that you're
No.
doing. You're getting paid to hand you the
That's-
chicken fingers. It's not
That's
like
the whole part of your job.
you're not hopping into your car and delivering it to my house.
No.
You're not bringing it to my seat.
No. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Dare you?
How dare you?
The brief cliff notes of the story.
How dare you
was,
eat chicken fingers?
It was good. The show was good. The MVP arena needs a lot of work. They need to take out every other seat and make the one seat that's left bigger. And they need to turn the goddamn air conditioner on.
And
They don't need all those seats, plus size seats.
And not let people sit in the fucking stairway either.
Oh, Double A was going nuts. Now, Double A sat next to me, and as Joe directed all of us and informed all of us that there was lots of fat people there, so they were all sitting in the stairs, and that our producer must be a fire marshal at night because he was getting so pissed at me. He was telling me, "Look at these guys sitting in the fucking stairs. What if somebody has to get down there and they're gonna trip and fall?" And I understood what he was saying.
Yeah.
But you gotta admit, you were mad about that. You wanted to go push them people right off the stairs, huck them down the stairs. You were pretty
just
mad.
Kick them, especially when we were leaving. One clown sitting in the way. I go,
Yes.
Oh, that
I
drives me crazy at any event
Yeah.
when people just start to use the stairs.
go, go, get out of the way. Go sit down.
Oh, you told him.
You did tell him he deserved it, but hopefully he doesn't do it next time. But that is our field trip at Unqualified Uprising to SmackDown at the MVP Arena. It was definitely a delightful trip.
I will comment on I'm just saying, to me, the independent shows are always better to me than the WWE nowadays. I'm just throwing that in there.
I don't think that's
you might like.
I don't know. I don't even think that is a worthy comparison. I think the underground shows and the independent shows are a billion times better than going to a WWE event.
It was 90% talk.
I will never go to a WWE event again unless I am front row. I'm not paying $90 to watch the D team.
Jumbotron.
Yeah, I don't want to watch the Jumbotron or the D team or recorded segments. Stop recording segments earlier in the day and play them at night
as if they're live.
They're live. They're not.
Because I think the thing was live on TV.
Pal.
Do it live. It was live, buddy.
It was live on TV, I think a portion of it, and it was 90% of the show was talk and setup and all that
lots
stuff.
Of talk, lots
and
of
too much talk. I'm there to watch wrestling, and I'd say also, I mean, we can go on a few extra minutes.
Yeah, but put on old matches. I don't care. Just
I'd rather watch
anything.
Let me watch Savage Steamboat from WrestleMania 3 while we're sitting there. And
anything.
God, it was not the best event. I'm saying, like I said, we'll probably all go to another event, but it's not going to be WWE. It'll be another one of those shows at the Knights of Columbus or something.
It'll be AEW in a couple years.
Yeah, I'm all in.
I feel like the WWE road shows are crappy at MVP.
But we're leaving out.
I just feel like they're cheap. I feel like that line that he was in for the shirt is a microcosm of that event. Unorganized, unsupervised, just incredibly
not even organized chaos, just chaos.
Just
period.
chaos.
Yeah.
I didn't see any security around us at all, ever. The people that searched us to get into buildings looked like my fucking grandmother, and they weren't stopping anything at all. No way. You could have been fucking ticking and walking in that place, and they wouldn't have said nothing. Anthrax could have been flowing out of your fucking hair, and they wouldn't have said anything. They had no idea.
Come on in, fella.
Come on in, boys. Raise your hand above your belt, and that's it.
Okay. So, another thing. When we left during the last match. We were like, "Oh, we got to get the fuck out of here." We were sweltering, we were sweating, so we ran out of there. We had to kick the guy out of the way that was in the
guy in the way. I remember that.
But we didn't realize how hot we were. We were sweating and stuff. We come out into the lobby, and it was blasting air conditioning. We went, "Holy cow!" I thought like I ascended into heaven or something.
I'm alive.
Yeah, it was all the fat people that sucked all the air.
I guess
out,
there was. Yeah, I guess
Joe.
Well, Joe got some air when he got out. At least
that is
he was only one guy we had to contend with out there.
That is ironic that we climbed up to go to hell.
Yeah,
we really did. We ascended into hell.
Yeah,
that was hell on earth.
Then we came down to heaven.
And the people that sat next to me, because to all our listeners, if you want someone to go with you to any sporting event or any show and just boo the entire time, bring me, because that's what I do for some reason. The people sitting next to me were just looking at me the whole time because I boo everyone.
Every freaking
Every
move.
person I booed. I boo everybody. I don't know why.
That's your thing. And at the independent show, you were great because they heard you.
Yeah, they heard.
Like, oh, fake pick him. Oh, fake hit him. Pick him.
Nice pants.
The mom dress you.
I have no idea.
I didn't know wrestlers could be so sensitive.
I know. But I boo no matter what. That's all. I'll cheer for Stone Cold when they bring Stone Cold out.
Now I'm geared up for another independent show. Skip the hot dogs, but I'm geared up for.
I'd rather watch two guys fight in Target parking lot than what I saw at
cool.
Black
WWE.
Friday fights.
Yeah, Black Friday. I'd rather watch that or Road Rage fights than watch WWE. It's lame.
I kind of said like I had already learned that lesson, but I was all in for the W. I thought it could be good. Like I had learned that lesson. I said, well, I almost rather go to the independent show, but it was an event. It was an event. Like that's a big time production. WWE, you're talking like that's supposed to be the best of the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that the arena. I believe that they show participation with the bottom of the arena, and they do not care about the balcony people at all.
They want TV.
They want the TV audience. And there were a lot of empty seats. I can say that because we almost moved. We ended up moving a couple times.
Right.
And like I think Joe and Double A stretched out a little bit to the right. Maybe you and Joe did. I can't remember. You moved one over at least.
Wasn't the couple Joe?
Wasn't the couple that you threw out of were they kind of wandering?
They were wandering.
Yeah, they're wandering off.
So there were the couple that I threw out after. Well, then I realized they were disabled, and I helped them get to their seat by guiding them with their phones. Then there was a couple to Joe's right, and Joe started yakking at them and got them to leave instantly once he started yakking. And plus, I was screaming boo the whole time. Yeah. You suck. So the people next to me put in earbuds and stopped like listening to what I was saying. I was right next to a girl just screaming boo.
I was just eating my shitty, overpriced food.
Yeah, Adam was just eating his
Italian donuts.
His whatever, yeah.
I think it was what he got, powdered sugar, fried dough or whatever.
Fried dough nonsense. $15.
$15 fried dough.
Here, Tommy, what? That's $5. Hey, well, I'm going to say that this is not some stuff that's uncommon. I mean, I think I've been to a lot more events of sporting events than you guys have in your lives.
I agree.
I've seen a lot of shit going on.
I know you have.
So I'm just saying, and this is just, if you're going to make lemonade out of lemons, this is it, because at least we have this gracious.
I know, but in all the events that you went to in your many years on this planet, how many torsos you seen walking around?
I've seen handicapped people at even in the 80s and 90s. No, I never saw a torso.
I'm talking a torso. A torso.
But that was worth it. We could have saw the torso and then turn around and go home and say, yeah, we saw something.
I saw a torso at the mall before. And I kind of went, huh. A torso.
I wonder how that works. It's a torso.
How does he get around?
How you doing?
It was in a wheelchair.
Normal conversation with that. Hey, how you doing, friend?
I can't.
You
arms.
Yeah.
You kneel down and get eye level.
Yeah, well, like, what do you?
Like, headbutt him. You just whatever.
What do you ask him? How his day's going?
Give him a kiss.
Say great.
Give him a kiss.
No, great.
I'd ask you how your day is, but obviously,
yeah, torso, and
you go walk away from me.
Yeah, that's excruciating and horrible.
God, yeah. So yeah, I guess there's no way. There's one more thing. Okay, so we get out on the street. This bus had, I think one of the wrestlers.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it was Cody Rhodes' bus.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't drive the.
I couldn't get out. We're watching him. We're waiting for the bus just to go. We decided to stop, and this guy was struggling trying to get the bus out. He had a back in. He got out, but
there were people helping too.
Yeah,
there were spectators.
Spectators were like, "Oh, we like Rhodes. We're gonna help this guy out."
We're spectators too. We were standing there mocking.
A couple of people almost got ran over.
We are literally making fun of the people trying to help this guy get out.
Look for that Buick!
Don't do it!
I saw the bus. Poor guy on the bus. Jesus, poor driver.
Who do you think has it worse, the bus driver or torso?
I say the torso.
I say the torso.
Yeah, obviously the torso is a toss-up. The toss-up torso. The torso naturally.
Toss the torso.
The guy could just go off the bus and say I fucking quit and still have his fucking body parts all. I'll go get I'll go get a job somewhere else.
Yeah, but if he was a torso, he could get driven
He
everywhere.
wouldn't be able to pick his nose.
Listen, that torso guy gets free flights. You can just put him in as baggage. You can tie his hands together and carry him
Put him in a
around.
dog crate. Put him in
go
a
first. Put him in a dog crate. You'd be fine.
You guys are too much. Yeah, that's
Listen,
about right.
If you're a torso and you go out in the public, you deserve all the ridicule that you could possibly get. You're a fucking torso. You need to accept it.
So okay, you wake up a torso.
Yeah.
You gotta say,
Hide in my house.
two of my
Hide in
life.
my fucking house.
I'm gonna make,
I'm
I'm gonna make a
Leave me
pallet.
my wrestling videos.
I'm gonna make a pallet board to put wheels on and paddle myself around.
just put some spider legs on me like Dr. Doom and wheel me around.
I just want to eat and watch TV, and I don't know how I would gratify myself.
Can't
but
eat if you're a torso.
You can smell the food. That's
You can
about it.
smell the food and that's it.
That's about it.
That's about it.
That's
You'll
about
end up
it.
looking like Mojo from the X-Men.
Yeah, if you look at Mojo.
And we all drove back. We said goodbye to Joe.
Yes, we said goodbye to
said-
Joe.
And all saying the independent show was light years better than that show.
Yes.
I mean, it was the opposite. We had a blast seeing the independent show.
Yes.
This
Hilarity.
This is a blast just talking about this.
Hilarity.
That's all we got out of this show. So I don't. God, there's hardcore wrestling fans. I don't know how. I can't imagine myself. I was 10 years old, 11 years old, watching wrestling, falling in love with it. Then this is even pre-Hulkamania. And now I can't imagine a 10 or 11-year-old falling in love with this stuff. It's just, to me, I don't, it's just crap.
It's all fake.
Oh, yeah. It's what?
It's all fake.
No.
Maybe that torso was fake.
His legs are pinned behind his back.
Yeah.
They need a torso character, maybe. Maybe I would see that in old
He's
school
the next
wrestling.
referee.
Torso?
This super torso guy who just happens to be, happens to come in and beat one of the superstars one day. Just happens to beat Jake the Snake one day or something. And then he rises around. How did he beat Jake the Snake? Jake wants a rematch. I can see the whole angle. Vince
With the
McMahon.
flying arm drop?
Yeah.
No, one guy picks him up and just throws it at him.
Right, tag team champions. They go up against the Rougeau brothers.
Yeah, they just huck the torso at somebody. It'd be fine.
We got a guy who with all his faculties together, and
Torso.
And a guy with a torso.
and they're going to take over the WWE tag team division.
We
That could be it.
we really brought this back from.
He's a 1.5 tag team champion.
Yeah, we're really bringing WWE back to prominence with
The handicap.
the
tag team
handicap
title.
torso champion.
The handicap, new meaning to handicap match.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the real handicap.
This is a true
match.
handicap. This isn't this fake shit where you're watching 3-on-2. This is a guy that's a torso.
Yeah.
And a normal sized guy in a torso.
So
fighting two guys.
I guess I paid $300 to see a torso.
Is that much?
Yeah, it was $240 plus tax.
And have shitty food.
And have shitty food.
And I think I threw $10 in for parking.
Accost some handicapped people and then apologize to them and help them to their seat.
Somehow I
fall
convinced
down.
myself I had a good time. Maybe it's a
No, I had a great time except for all that nonsense that fucking happened.
The wrestling sucked, but we had a good time.
Yeah,
that makes
I had
sense.
a good time with you guys. The experience was great.
So next time we should just go to the parking lot at Walmart. And
Next time we should just go somewhere in a park and
On
sit
Black
there
Friday.
on Black
fights.
Friday and
Yeah.
narrate the fights.
and watch these people fucking make fools of themselves as they're hunting bargains.
Ugh,
And
God.
gluttony, man. Jesus, like that's enough. That's a whole other show right there. Oh my gosh, I want to talk about Black Friday.
I miss
That-
Black Friday fights.
I'm torso crazed. It's too much.
Too many torso
When
jokes.
she popped out that wagon and grabbed a hold of that thing
and threw it down.
and fucking planted him on the fucking wheelchair like a tree, I didn't know what to think. The fuck are you supposed to think when that happens?
That's a person.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, lady?
Legally, it's a person.
Legally, that's a bird. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would love to see the dash cam of somebody that pulled that fucking guy over.
Oh,
Excuse me,
gosh.
sir. How fast were you going with your feet on the gas pedal? What?
I got a
Excuse me?
stick here.
Excuse me, sir. I'm a torso.
What is that supposed to be?
I
Get out of the car.
What'd you just call me?
Yeah, I guarantee this is probably the most that the word torso has ever been used in a podcast.
Torso.
Torso. Terrible torso. He had a torso, man.
It's torso mania running wild.
Torso mania running fucking wild.
Or Solupsa, whatever the hell.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that
Yes.
I don't know if we ever bring this up again, but
What? This? I'm sure we will.
I challenge anybody out there to do a podcast about torsos.
Torso people.
Torso. Well, no, don't. There's probably torso people.
Well, no, I meant a story about where they
Yeah.
use the word torso more. Or maybe there was a wrestling event that did have a torso person in it. I would be surprised. I seen a YouTube video where the guy was like I think he used all sorts of crazy gimmicks at these independent shows. There was one guy's like 100 years old or wrestling.
Is that the guy that New Jack beat the shit out of him and like cut him up?
No, this was
That was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I seen one that's obviously just for comedy purposes, but there's some guy with a cane, an old man with a cane, going into the ropes and
Somebody
coming
come out and just beat the shit out of him.
just like clotheslines him and knocks him
All
on
right,
his head.
match recommendation: New Jack against Gypsy Joe. It's on YouTube.
That's
Look
what it
up.
is. Yeah, Gypsy Joe. You too. Yes.
Tune
yes.
in.
Tune in.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been the Unqualified Uprising field trip to SmackDown, May 31st, 2024.
I'm just glad we relived it.
I'm glad we relived it as well.
Hell
Thank you,
yeah.
Tom.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Double A.
You're welcome.
This is Mike and Unqualified Uprising signing off. Until next time.